Hello vegan food explorers, I hope you're okay. Today we've got a slightly more different and very interesting video. We're going to be talking about vegan leather. We're going to get into why you should wear vegan leather, and I've got 6 items that I have and I've owned from a long time, a medium time and a short time that I will rate and talk you through on why and what I think of vegan leather. Here are the 6 items we're going to be looking through. Oh, Mickey has just come to join us. He's eating first, so he might not be interested at the moment, but he will be in a second. So these are the 6 items we're going to go through. As you can see, and unsurprisingly, it's predominantly shoes and belts. Very, very different sorts. So, enough yapping. Let's get it happening and let's get into the video. First of all, why should you buy vegan leather? Why can't you just wear normal leather? Well, I got my 3 top reasons for not buying leather from animals, most predominantly cows. So 1, leather is not just a byproduct of the meat and dairy industry. It is a super, super valuable co-product of those horrific industries. So it's not just, well, you know, they're making it anyway. No, it is a massive industry. And if you stop buying leather, it will have an impact on the industries of basically killing animals to wear them. My number 2 is leather is the 3rd most environmentally impactful material to produce. That is after silk and alpaca wool. Isn't that insane? Isn't that just crazy when you think of it? Think of how much leather is used in cars, in shoes, in fashion, in all these different things. And that's how bad it is. And it's so bad being used in such high volumes. And then number 2, so cows specifically, not only are they obviously killed for leather, but it is really, it's I mean, we're all, you know, we're grown up, mature people who are hopefully watching this video, and it is seriously messed up. Just Google leather industry. It is seriously messed up. For example, cows having their horns cut off at the base with no pain relief, and then also even tails broken and chili rubbed into cows' eyes because they can't move. They're so tired, they're not fed, not watered, and driven real vast distances, and they have their tails broken and chili rubbed into their eyes just to get them moving. And it's so unbelievably mental. So enough of the negatives, let's get into the positives. So my first item I want to talk about is my brand new trainers. Well, I say brand new, they're about 3 weeks old now, and these are the Vejas. I think that's how you pronounce them, Vejas. If you live in the kind of corporate world, this is a very, very famous brand that you wear to show how cool you are. I resisted buying them, but I bought them because my wife had a pair and she said they're so comfortable. And I have to say, they are unbelievably comfortable. And I love the V because it's kind of like, is it vegan? People are saying, people think they're all vegan. Not all of them are vegan, but if you select the right ones, they are vegan. The leather on here is absolutely insane. It's so soft. I honestly can't believe that this isn't actual cow leather. It's kind of hard when I first had it, and actually I got some blisters from this side on my toes, just like you would with leather. But once I broke them in, they are unbelievable. I was actually traveling through an airport and I had to walk with it really hurt. But now they are, I would say, the most comfortable shoes I've ever owned. They're amazing. They've got a really nice thick sole here. Very, very kind of stylish, really. You've got the soft vegan leather bit here. It's kind of thin here. Then you've got the thicker bit, perforated. Absolutely amazing. Very, very flexible. Really, really cool. So I love those. So these cost me £105, which is actually reduced. I think it was like a special coming up to Christmas sale. So they're normally about 160, but 100 quid. 100 quid for kind of a proper brand shoe, I think is amazing. So, and the vegan leather on these is really, really good. Then these, so these are my Adidas Stan Smiths. You can tell probably from the camera, not as white as my Vejas. These are really old actually. These are about a year, maybe, well, maybe they're not really old, but they are old. They're about well over a year, maybe even 2 years old. These cost me £80 actually. And you can buy obviously the non-vegan Stan Smiths, or you can buy the vegan ones. And these, I really liked these a lot. I will say the it's funny with these actually, the leather here, I've cleaned these a lot, but they kind of get dirty obviously being white, and I've got new laces on these, but the thing that's broken on them is the sole. It's the sole's broken, which is the rubber. So the vegan leather, absolutely, still in great condition. If I just clean these up a bit more, which I did a couple of months ago, the vegan leather is not worn at all. It's got a few blemishes here, stretch marks here, but I mean, you'd get that in any shoe. I've worn these, traveled a lot in them. I wear them as well at work with like a shirt and then jeans, and these very cool, really nice to wear. So yeah, it's the sole that's given out. I had to buy new insoles as well, but the vegan leather doing an absolutely crazy job. And these shoes actually were the ones that inspired me to do this video, because I thought, hang on, the rubber's broken before the vegan leather. The leather will go on for ages. Then my other shoes to talk about. Actually, let's change it up a little bit. Let's get a bit more posh. So we've got this. So this is actually the belt that I normally wear. So I'm beltless at the moment. This is a brand called Corkor. And this is a brand that makes vegan leather from Cork. I bought it from Amazon because I was fed up of, if I was trying to buy a synthetic leather belt, it was just this cheap crap from, just like the chain men's clothes shop. But I got this from, and that's what I was fed up at actually. It was almost seeing the vegan leather in the bigger shops, which is just cheap stuff. It was rubbish, and it was seen as, oh, I'm wearing leather, it's premium. No, this vegan leather from all of these items I'm going to show you today, in my opinion, is super premium. It is better than leather because the finish, I've got a better finish on these, and often the longevity, I'm actually seeing it longer than my leather equivalents, or at least just the same, but in some cases longer. So this is made of cork. This I've had for maybe about 3 months. It's really finished nicely. You can kind of see this cork. You can see this kind of cool effect here, which I really like actually. I really like it. It's got a bit of texture, which is like that cork. It's also softer. I find it's really soft, very flexible. The only thing I have noticed is where I wear it on, obviously you can tell this setting, it has worn away a bit. I have that problem with all the belts I've ever owned, but it's just the same with the vegan leather. So something to know there. I think that's probably, in my opinion, a problem with belts I have. I've always had it when you can just tell when it's worn, but I can trim these little loose threads down there and it'd be fine. So that's a belt. My final kind of smart item is these. And this was another shoe that really inspired me to do this video, or another product. It's the brand called V.Gan, V.Gan. And I heard these horror stories, people were saying, God, they're rubbish. But actually, I've loved them. They're really nice. I bought them, I had a friend, one of my best friend's wedding when I was the best man, and I needed to have a really smart pair of shoes. And I bought these, and yeah, I've loved them. I've worn them maybe 5 or 6 times now, so I guess not loads, but when I've worn them, I've needed them to absolutely deliver on the smart factor, smart and comfort, because you're wearing them literally, if a wedding like that, you're wearing them from 9 o'clock till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and they absolutely deliver. They got lovely inside, and this leather here is absolutely amazing, and I love the brand. So these, I believe, from doing some quick Googling before, I think they're owned by some of the people who made, I think it's Shoe, as in SCHUH, that company. I think it's Shoe, something like that, or Soul Trader, one of those. And so yeah, they clearly got good contacts in the shoe industry. I really love these. Can you believe that there's a shoe company that's called V.Gan? No, the world is changing, and these, I really rate them so far. They got a hell of a weight to them, really solid base, but the leather here, people will, give me compliments on these shoes as being really smart. They'd never know they're vegan, apart from that little nick here, which I then go, hey, they're vegan, check it out. So, those are 4 products that are, you get your everyday kind of beating, bashing and using. I've now got 2 more products which get a hell of a beating. So the first one is my weightlifting belt. And this I used, this is from a brand called Strength Shop, which is a really famous brand in the UK, especially for strength stuff. So what you use these belt, I'm not going to get super into it, but you do something called the Valsalva maneuver, where you hold your breath, really push against it, and you basically fill, they call it filling up like a donut, so that it doesn't just support your back here, but you breathe in, take a huge deep breath of air, and then you're pushing out against the belt, and it means your whole core, if you've done correctly, is stable, absolutely stable. And honestly, the difference between using a weightlifting belt and no weightlifting belt is well, in my experience, huge. Like 20-30% more lifting, more weight I can lift with this. I recently did a powerlifting competition. I lifted 212 kilos on the deadlift. I did 182.5 kilos squat, and I did 105 kilos bench press with this belt. It was absolutely awesome. It's absolutely solid. The stitching is unreal. The leather, I trained with 2 other guys that have leather belts, and they thought this was leather, but you can't tell. It's absolutely amazing. It's rock solid. Also on their website, they say they've had people, I think it's like deadlifting like over 400 kilos with these belts, and it's absolutely fine. So you can tell the sort of quality that's here. I mean, seriously, if we're using non-vegan, if we're using non-leather, we're using vegan leather for weightlifting belts. Leather's dead, isn't it? Let's face it. And then the final ones are this. So these for my weightlifting are weightlifting shoes. They're a brand called Dowin, don't know. Buy them from quite a funny shop online. If you're looking for weightlifting shoes, definitely get them. What are weightlifting shoes? They essentially get you in a really good position. So they're absolutely solid on the bottom. And then they have a little raised bit so you can get deeper into squats. Really, really good shoes. And these I squat, bench press, and I overhead press with. Really fantastic shoes. And these are vegan. And these have something very special. I think it's called vegan nubuck leather, but it's supposed to mimic that really soft kind of like a calf's leather, I would assume, which is absolutely awful thing to think about. But the beauty of it, it's incredibly soft, incredibly molds against your foot. I've had these for maybe 2 years now, and I have quite wide feet at the front, my toe box, so I need a big toe box. And this is really merged around beautifully to my feet. So these are probably one of the most valued items I own for me. They just molded perfectly to my feet, my heel. It's unreal, and I think they look absolutely awesome. I've only worn these outside maybe a couple of times, walking to my car and things. Always keep them in a bag, but they are really, really high quality vegan leather here. So, also I missed the prices on those last bit. So these cost £95. These are a very specialist weightlifting shoe, so that's understandable. The weightlifting belt, this is £53, which, let's face it, is a bargain. This is a 3-inch belt, so it's slightly thinner than your regular one. Because I have longer legs than my torso, so definitely recommend that if that is the same as you. And then these shoes cost me $79.99, which actually for dress shoes is insane. That is so cheap. That is actually a bargain. I would say this is your number 1 bargain. But yeah, hopefully it helps. Hopefully it gives you a bit of an overview for, look, it's, sometimes when you go into these high street shops and things like that, it can be really hard to find vegan leather, but it is out there in bucket loads. There's some websites I'd recommend. Definitely the Veja website, really, really good. Sometimes it's a bit confusing about which are vegan and which are not, but just search Vejas online and it has a much better breakdown of the materials. Other website is called Immaculate Vegan. None of these items are actually from Immaculate Vegan, but my wife buys a lot of vegan leather, vegan boots, vegan jackets, things like that from there. And it's basically, they pull together loads of different vegan manufacturers. So, also, the one thing I find, just to finish this video off, is because I've been in that situation, I needed shoes for a wedding and I was faffing around in a big super like a shopping mall in the UK, and I was looking around and I was getting so stressed. I was like, you know what, who cares? I'm just gonna buy these vegan shoes. You know, it's not food, it's sorry, I was gonna buy these leather shoes. I was just so stressed, and I stopped myself, and I was like, no. I was like, you're gonna regret this, really, really regret this. So I went home and I bought these vegan leather shoes, which were recommended. Someone actually showed me to them on Instagram, and I was so proud of myself actually. And when I wore them, I love it. I love it. And when I wear the Veja trainers every day at work, I just feel, I'm like, yes. I was like, this is awesome. And that's why I'm trying to make this video as well. Items are out there. Do you have to do 5 more minutes of research? Do you have to maybe buy online, maybe buy a couple and send the sizes that don't fit you back? Yeah, you do. But is it worth it? In my opinion, it is 10 million times worth it. It is so, so good. And the quality, that's why I also wanted to say 2 things on this video, was that the cost, I think it's actually, from this, I would say it's almost cheaper in some cases. Definitely, I can't see a more expensive option here. And I would also say the quality I found to just be second to none. It's been absolutely fantastic with the softness, the suppleness, and then the longevity as well. So hopefully that helps. Which do you think is the best vegan leather that I've shown? Also, what vegan leather item do you own? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to know. I'd love to know more vegan leather brands. So hopefully we can share some more vegan leather brands that we can buy all our items of vegan leather. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Got loads more food videos coming. I've got a Sainsbury's shop tomorrow, which is going to be absolutely awesome. And I've got loads of content coming from that. So thank you for watching. And of course, we'll see you in the next video. I just wanted to add one more bit to this video, and it's a slight little footnote, and that is on, you know, sometimes you can buy these clothes and there's these tiny little squares of leather. Maybe the logo is leather. Maybe there's even a tongue of a shoe is leather, or, you know, just these bits of a wallet, you know, could be totally vegan, but then there's a little logo again that's leather. In my opinion, I don't worry about that stuff. Things like that, you just got to move on. You got to get on with life. And if the rest of it's vegan, then how cool is that? That's my approach to things. But, you know, buying a whole shoe, vegan, has to be vegan. That's awesome. Going to be great buying it vegan. But the really small stuff, let's make a change. Let's make a big difference to the big things. The small, tiny things, in my opinion, let's just forget about it and move on with our lives. Because I think focusing on the big things makes all the difference. Hope that makes sense.